Hey everyone, and welcome to the birthday book tag. As of the 23rd of March, I turned 28 and I'm still in denial because in my head I'm about 17 and I'm sitting here going, what do you mean I'm actually closer to 30? I'm in a little bit of denial. I won't lie, I'm in a little bit of denial, but even so, it was my birthday, so I should probably do the birthday book tag. So let's get into these questions. Question number 1 is Birthday Cake, a book with a plot that seems cliche but you adore it anyway. Shadowhunters. These are very, very cliche books. They are very cheesy in a lot of ways as well, but I can't help but really enjoy them. I enjoy the world of them. I enjoy the writing of them. I fly through these books. They're cliche, but they're just really good fun, I won't lie. Question number 2 is Party Guess your most anticipated book release for the year. I don't have one, I have 5, because of course I do. So the first one I have to mention, or the first 2 I should mention actually, are both by Derek Landy. Thinking about it, actually there's 3 I should mention by Derek Landy. So the first 2 are within the world of Skulduggery Pleasant. You've got Mindful of Murder, which is the one that's out at the end of March this week at time of upload. So very, very excited for that. Look out for a reading vlog for that coming up in April. And then also there is The House on Haunted Hill. Something like that. It was just announced it's going to be a series of podcasts coming out over the course of the summer. Then it's going to be turned into a full audiobook. Then a book that's going to be physically coming out in September. Very, very excited for that as well. I do not know what the plot is for that one because it hasn't been announced, but very, very excited for that. Then there is also Dead Girls Walking. This is a YA slasher, very reminiscent of the Scream movies, specifically the latest Scream movies, with Sam being the daughter of Billy Loomis, the original Ghostface. So it's very, very similar to that, though I should say we should all be boycotting Scream and then also supporting the actress who plays Sam, because she has supported Palestine and got unfairly fired from the Scream franchise for supporting Palestine, so everyone should be going and supporting Melissa Barrera. But anyway, this book specifically very much reminds me of her movies before she was fired, and that's just really exciting me because I'm very much in my slasher era right now, so this sounds really interesting. And then there's 2 Elle McNichol books. The first one is Keedy. This one is the prequel to A Kind of Spark, which I absolutely adored. And then there is also Some Like It Cold, which is a YA romance, which is not her usual wheelhouse, but I'm still very, very excited to see what she's going to do within this genre, especially as I've just kind of started to get into this genre, things like this, so I'm very, very excited to see what she's going to do there. Question number 3 is Birthday Presents, a book that surprised you with how much you loved it. Darkwood, because I read this at the beginning of March and absolutely loved it. This is very much set in a world which is kind of like an amalgamation of various different fairy tales, and there is also the Darkwood where they all kind of live, essentially. Ironically enough, I just had to stop filming because another birthday card arrived. So anyway, I was talking about Darkwood and how it is a sort of a story where a whole load of fairy tales all sort of live in this dark wood together, and we're following our main character who then gets banished to this wood for witchcraft, and we go from there. This was really, really interesting, really, really fun. I really liked how all of these different fairy tales were woven together and then also told in slightly unexpected ways. I really enjoyed the women in STEM aspect of this as well. I enjoyed the humour of it. It reminded me a lot of Discworld and Terry Pratchett humour in a lot of ways, and while I knew I was going to enjoy this one, I didn't realise how much I was going to enjoy it, and I absolutely loved it, I won't lie. Question number 4 is Happy Birthday Song, which is a book that certainly deserved all the hype it got. Babel. Babel was so hyped, and it deserved every single second of that hype in my mind. The way this discussed racism and also colonialism, the world building of this one, the magic of it, everything else in between, it was so, so good, even with all of the different more technical terms to do with language and translation and stuff going completely and utterly over my head. I still flew through this book. I could not put it down. It deserves every single moment of hype it got because it was so good. Question number 5 is Happy Music, which is a book with some very beautiful and truly memorable quotes. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I absolutely love this one. I thought it was beautifully written. I loved all of the quotes in here about how time passes and everything else. I loved all of that. I found it deeply relatable in a lot of ways. I just thought this was absolutely beautiful and I loved every single second of it. Question number 6 is Getting Older, which is a book you read a long time ago but you think you would appreciate more if you read it as a more mature reader. The Princess Bride. I read this when I was about 10, 11-ish, I think it was, and I was a little bit too young to fully understand what was going on in a few places. I distinctly remember getting to the end after Wesley has been injured and they're talking about riding off into the sunset and things, and they say Wesley relapsed a couple of times from his injury, and I remember going, what's a relapse? I had no idea at the time, so I think I would enjoy it a lot more from that sense because I will understand a lot more and I won't have to ask my mum what relapse means. So I think that'd be really great to reread as an adult and fully enjoy it and fully understand what's going on, this kind of thing. And also I think I'd appreciate the humour a lot more now as an adult. I don't know. I'm just really intrigued to read this again as an adult and see what I think about it. And finally, question number 7 is Sweet Birthday Memories, a book that kept you incredibly happy during a sad or demanding period in your life. Generally when I'm really sad and things like this, I read fanfic. I'm not gonna lie, I mostly read fanfic because it usually works as sort of like a mental reset for me and I just kind of zen out when I read fanfic. But if we are talking about a book that makes me really, really happy, I've got to mention It's Jeff. Because It's Jeff is so much fun. This is a series all about a little land shark. He's a shark that can walk on land, and all of his adventures in the Marvel Universe, and I have not read a single one where it hasn't had me grinning from ear to ear, loving every single second of it. So if we're not talking about fanfic, which sends me out, if we're talking about things that makes me really happy, It's Jeff. Every single time, It's Jeff. And that is the end of the birthday book tag. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me when your birthday is. I'd love to know. Or if you don't have that much time, leave me a birthday cake emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link as well down below to all my social media if you want to check it out, including to the Comic Book Sanctum, which is my website dedicated to Marvel Comics, as well as a link as well down below to my Etsy store that sells bookish merch, which will have a little bit of a sale on at the moment to celebrate my birthday if you want to check that out and get yourself some bookish merch for slightly cheaper prices. All of that will be linked down below. Or if you just want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time everyone, bye!